Spend the day with me as a childcare center owner. It was an early morning and in at the center at about 4:30 this morning. I didn't have my kids this morning, so it was the perfect opportunity to get caught up on some computer work. I had some stuff that I needed to scan in to submit for some background checks, and then to follow up on some interviews from the day before. I also prepped a couple of things for the interviews that were coming in for the day, and worked on a little bit of homework. I blinked and it was time for my 6:30 interview right away. Then the director came over and said that we had some pumpkins that she needed help getting unloaded out of a car. One of the parents had donated them. The box of pumpkins wasn't too heavy, but it was definitely like an awkward shape, and my arms are way too short to be able to handle it. So it was definitely an awkward way to be able to try and get them into the wagon. But my TA Rex arms did persevere. Then I needed to have some meetings and get a little bit more paperwork done. Update our new staff spreadsheet with a accepted offer. Then I headed back into my office. I finally decided that I needed to eat something. Started working on the next section of our onboarding videos. I was out in our lunch area, and then one of the teachers came in and asked if we had towels, and we started grabbing a few, and she's like, I'm gonna need a lot of towels. Well, one of the sensory tables actually ended up having the plug come out, so I went and helped them clean up some of that, headed into my office, kept working on those onboarding videos, and then as soon as I felt like I was getting in my groove, it was actually time to head back into the rooms to help out with nap. Done helping put the kids down for nap, I was walking through the lunchroom and all of my school-age kids were out in the lunchroom, so I decided to sit down with them while they were having lunch and just had some fun little conversations with them. They always crack me up with the stories that they always end up telling and the questions they end up asking, and this is truly the highlight. Definitely moments where I feel like I'm being interrogated and I just have those like flashbacks, and I remember why my family probably told me that it was always the time for me to play the quiet game. I was supposed to leave early for the day, but then my husband did ask if I would be able to make like a little mini notebook for him, so I went ahead and I started working on that project. I ended up having to try 3 times, so I was there a lot later than I thought, and that is how I ended my week.